Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th Canto, 2nd Chapter, 38th Verse. Avidyamano pyavabhati hidvayo vyatur diyasvapna manoratau yata tat karma sankalpa vikalpa mano buddho nirudyad abhayam tatatsyat. The translation is, although duality of the material world does not ultimately exist, the conditioned soul experiences it as real under the influence of his own conditioned intelligence. This imaginary experience of a world separate from Krishna can be compared to the acts of dreaming and desiring. When the conditioned soul dreams at night of something desirable or horrible, or when he daydreams of what he would like to have or avoid, he creates a reality that has no existence beyond his own imagination. The tendency of the mind is to accept and reject various activities based on sense gratification. Therefore, an intelligent person should control the mind, restricting it from the illusion of seeing things separate from Krishna. And when the mind is thus controlled, he will experience actual fearlessness. Om Jnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Sharakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Sva Padantikam Andeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamaram Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatan Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinapandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosate Sapta Kanchana Gaudangi Radha Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusite Devi Pranamami Haripriye Panchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindhubhya Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai. Good morning, devotees. Thank you very much for having me here. Before I begin, I would like to request all the assembled Vaishnavas to please bless me so that I can speak something which is in line with the Guru Parampara, which is enlightening to our hearts, and that our hearts become fertile ground for this sublime message to take root on. I'm just going to go a little bit into the purport because this is a very long purport, and we would spend half the class just reading it. And it's mostly different quotes from different acharyas. So let's read a little bit of it. Purport. Although the conditioned mind is bewildered by the objects of sense gratification offered by Maya, illusion, if one takes the unalloyed devotional service of the Lord, such material sense gratification gradually dissipates, for it is merely a mental concoction of the conditioned soul. Srila Sridhar Swami has emphasized by the words Abhicharini Bhakti that one cannot dissipate the illusion of material sense gratification unless one takes to the unalloyed devotional service of the Lord. As Srila Rupa Goswami has stated, Anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karma denavritam anukulyena krishnanushilanam bhaktir uttama. Unalloyed devotional service cannot be mixed with material sense gratification or mental speculation. The servant must act only for the satisfaction of the master. Similarly, Lord Krishna states in the Bhagavad Gita, Mamekam Sharanam Braja. One must see only Krishna everywhere and must act exclusively for the satisfaction of Lord Krishna, the eternal master of every living entity. So today we're hearing about the duality of the material world and how it does not ultimately exist. Vaishnava understanding is not that the world is false, but actually that we have an imaginary experience of the world separate from Krishna. In that way, the material world has this duality. And the analogy that they're giving here is that it is like a dream. It says here, it's compared to the act of dreaming and desiring. That is, it has no reality in itself, but it's only in our imagination. So let's understand a little bit, what is the nature of dreams? How, what are dreams really like? When we're dreaming, generally our senses are off. Our external senses, our knowledge acquiring senses are off. Our action senses are also off. Our intelligence is also off at that point. What is it that is on when we're dreaming? The mind. This mind that it's talking about here, that the tendency of the mind is to accept and reject, that mind is on, and it is accepting, it is rejecting, it has likes, it has dislikes. It's all about emotions. So we can feel emotions. We definitely feel emotions in a dream, but the intelligence is off. So what happens when the intelligence is off? All kinds of weird things are happening in the dream. That's what happens. Some things that when we wake up, we go like, that was such a weird dream. But when we were in the dream, we didn't think it was weird. Right? When we were in the dream, it was perfectly normal. It was only when we woke up and the intelligence turned on that we realized, how could I ever think that that was possible? That was so ludicrous that it doesn't make sense. But it is this intelligence that allows us to discriminate what is real and what is not, what is logical, what is illogical. And actually, when the intelligence, there are times when we are dreaming that the intelligence does turn on. And some people have experienced it. Many people experience it. That sometimes when you're in a dream, the intelligence turns on, and that is called lucid dreaming. So the knowledge acquiring senses are still off. The action senses are still off. The mind is still on, but now the intelligence is on. And that is when we have those lucid dreams, when we know that we are dreaming, when we recognize that, wait, this doesn't make sense. I must be dreaming. That intelligence allows us within the dream to realize the position in which we're in. That is something that is also being we're called to ask when we're developing our bhakti, isn't it? To develop our intelligence. How? By reading the Shastra, making it strong, coming to Bhagavatam class, coming to Bhagavad Gita class, reading, discussing it, so that our intelligence becomes strong, and then we can realize that we are in this dream of the material world. Now, the intelligence is not just on or off. The intelligence is on to different degrees. And so we have lucidity at different degrees. So generally, people try to have these lucid dreams through different methods, right? They try to, why do they want to do that? Because they want to control their dreams. Why is that? Because when we are, if we don't control our dreams control us. When we realize that we are in a dream, we can control the dream, right? To some degree. We can start flying and talking to be. We can do a lot of things and create like that. But when we are not, then we are controlled by the dream. we may have a nightmare, and we can't do anything about it. But if I become lucid that, oh, I'm in a dream, I have to get out of this nightmare, I have to get out of here. Guess what? We are in a nightmare right now. Has anybody realized that they're in a nightmare? Or is somebody still under the illusion that they're just in a beautiful dream? If not, just wait a little bit. Just wait a little bit, and you will see how the beautiful dream turns into a nightmare. And then you will really want to realize that you're in a dream. Because then when you're in a dream, and you realize that you're in a dream and that you're actually in a nightmare, you want to get out, right? When you're just in the nightmare, you're just like running for your life, or, you're scared and you're confused like that. But suddenly when you realize like, hey, I'm in a nightmare and I'm in this, you try to wake up, try to wake up, try to wake up. And that is what the scriptures are trying to tell us. Wake up. Wake up, sleeping soul. Jeev jago, jeev jago. There is this witch of Maya, and you're sleeping on her lap. This witch of Maya that is controlling the three modes of material nature: sattva, rajas, and tamas. Goodness, passion, and ignorance. And through it, the whole material nature. And in this material nature, it's always going to be a nightmare. There's always we may have little bits, little tiny glimpses of a beautiful dream here and there, just to keep us under the illusion of the dream. But we have to develop our intelligence. We have to develop that intelligence through the scriptures, seeing the world through the eyes of scripture. And then when we have that vision, when we strengthen that intelligence, then we will slowly realize, that this how does it happen? Here, Srila Siddhar Swami is talking to us about it. That one cannot dissipate the illusion of material sense gratification unless one takes to unalloyed devotional service of the Lord. Right? This is what is going to dissipate that illusion. It's not just telling ourselves like, oh, I'm not this body, I'm not this body. No, it's unalloyed devotional service. Because if we have not done that work, then that idea of that we're just that we are spirit souls, that we're in this material body, is just going to come in one ear, and it's going to come out the other. We're not going to believe it. It's not going to become real to us unless we take to the unalloyed devotional service of the Lord. And what is that unalloyed devotional service of the Lord? They're explaining it here. It's unalloyed cannot be mixed with material sense gratification or mental speculation, jnana or karma. So that is what we're being called to do this devotional service. Now, this devotional service, we begin our journey of devotional service with a lot of enthusiasm. When we first hear about these things, it's like, wow, this is amazing. I've never heard of it. I've never heard of these concepts of trying to get out of the material world, because we've always just been told that, oh, just believe. That what's important is that you believe certain things. Do you believe this? Do you believe that? Okay, now you're saved. And here it's like, no, you actually have to do the work. Yeah, you're actually called to do some internal work, some very difficult work, which is performing devotional service to Krishna without this idea of material sense gratification, that I'm going to get something out of it. for my sense gratification, or that I'm going to do it just so that I can get out of this place. That's what mental speculation is about. Moksha. Okay, I just want to get out of here. Okay, that's good, but we want to get out of here for a reason. To love Krishna, to serve Krishna with love. It is not that impersonal thing that, oh, I just want to get out of here and let me just be free of this. That is very selfish. That is just, I want to get out of here because I'm suffering. Okay, that's good, but it is even better if we have the conception that I want to get out of here because I have a service to Krishna. I love Krishna and I want to serve him with love. And I can't do it really here. I can do it, but it's not. It's very difficult. In the spiritual world, I can serve him much better. I have everything. That I can have a body, for example, that never gets tired in kirtan. I have the ability to give him the best fruits because there are these kalpatarus, these wish fulfilling trees. I have this ability to offer him so much better service. And Aindra Prabhu said that we should not stay in this material world rotting, but we should actually go to Krishna and serve him directly, through the servant of the servant of the servant, but we can serve him directly. So we should not deprive Krishna of that service. Now, after some time of coming in contact with this, the problem is that it becomes mechanical. So we come to the morning program and it's like, okay, yeah, same old, same old. We chant our rounds and it's like, okay, 3 more rounds to go, 2 more rounds to go, 1 more round to go. Yes, I'm free. We pay obeisance to devotees, vanchakalpas, and all that, and we just do things mechanical. It's good that we're still doing it, but we cannot stay in this mode. Yes, we're practicing Vaidhi Bhakti, but we cannot stay just in that mechanical because it is going to become dry after some time, very, very dry, and eventually it will become unsustainable. Because we're not really putting in the work and everything, our old anarthas are going to start coming back, and we may eventually perform some offense to a devotee because we're just going on automatic. We're not really looking into these things, and if that happens, then we will just fall down at some point, and we'll lose. Well, you don't really lose things, but at least you will lose contact with the progress that you've been making, and then another lifetime, and another lifetime, and another lifetime, and we're still going here. So, as we are practicing this Vaidhi Bhakti, it is important that we are also searching for that taste. And when we're hearing the Bhagavatam, it's not that just okay, I have to do this, so I'm doing it. Then when we're chanting, it's like, okay, I'm just doing this because I have to do it. But we're actually looking for that taste. We're praying to Krishna, please give me that taste. Please reveal something to me through this class today. The speaker may be, completely inexperienced and, just repeating same old things like I'm doing right now. But Krishna can reveal to us something important to our lives. in that class. Krishna can reveal himself when we're chanting, just a little bit, just enough to go like, oh my God, what was that? What was that I just experienced? In the morning prayer, suddenly we get uh, this surge of happiness. I've heard devotees talk about these very special experiences. Sometimes not they weren't even asking for it, so, but it came to them out of costless mercy from the Lord. Somebody just sitting in class, and I believe it's Madhavananda Prabhu. He was talking that once he was just sitting in front of his guru, and he had this mystical experience where he just uh, saw like the whole spiritual world like coming from his guru into him, and just a surge of happiness came to him out of nowhere. So we're looking for that taste. It is important that we look for that taste when we're doing our Vaidhi Bhakti, so that we can start getting the uh, the impetus for that greed. What is it that will really advance us? In our spiritual path, it is that lobha, that greed, that is explained by Rupa Goswami in the Nectar of Instruction. That lobha is what brings us to wanting to really get out of this place. That is what will give us um, that clarity, that lucidity, that oh, I'm in this material world. I need to get out of it. So this unalloyed devotional service that they're talking about here, that is so important. We do it, but we have to do it very consciously. How do we maintain that consciousness? Because we forget it. It's like, oh yes, I heard this. Yeah, and then the next day I forget it again. We we can do it by searching for taste. Maybe you get a taste in Krishna consciousness through kirtan. Maybe just listening to certain kirtans or performing kirtan, you get this taste. It's like, wow, yes. Maybe you get that taste when you're listening to Bhagavatam class, especially some speakers that may inspire you. You go like, oh wow, yes, the speaker is amazing. It's just like uh, talks to me. Maybe it's by reading. Maybe it's by going to help Adi Purush Prabhu serve serve prasadam to the homeless. Where do you get your taste in Krishna consciousness? Ask yourself that question and start being curious about it. Start developing that taste. Go for it. Maybe it's by reading and singing the bhajans of the previous acharyas like Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He has so many amazing songs, right? That some of them are explaining to us really uh, what surrender means. All the different six components of surrender. And it's like, oh wow, yeah, that's so nice. I wanna get into it. I want to learn more about it. I want to sing these songs, or maybe Narottam Das Thakur. We're reading, we're singing his. Maybe it's going on parikrama. I was just recently Govardhan, Sri Govardhan Dham, and it was beautiful. It's Govardhan for me is one of those special magical places that are still intact. Not so much development, and you can feel Krishna's presence there so strongly. There are so many beautiful sights there, and so going on parikrama there was just amazing. So maybe we need parikrama, or even if you can't go there physically, maybe just reading about Govardhan, right? There are so many nice books and so many sites that can give you a virtual uh, tour of Govardhan, and you can visit by going through that. Take some time of your week where you sit down, read, and not just read for the sake of, okay, yeah, I finished Bhagavad Gita. Okay, now I finished Nectar of Devotion. I finished Sri Upanishad. I finished no, but okay, let me read and let me journal some of the some of the things that are coming to me. And guess what? When we're doing that, ideas are going to start coming into our head. Important ideas and realizations that we're going to want to um, bounce off from other devotees that are also in that path. And that is so powerful because when we associate with devotees who are also looking for that taste, we get inspiration. Let's say that you don't have the so much inspiration to do it right now, but if you associate with a devotee who is looking for that taste, he doesn't even have to have that taste. It's even better if that devotee has the taste. But even if that devotee doesn't have the taste, uh, but is searching for that taste, you will get that. You will get that enthusiasm, which is so important. Maybe it's a devotee that goes like, "Oh yeah, I just heard this amazing class," and and you share those realizations, and then you actually have association there with that devotee, actual association, not just Haribo Prabhu. Was the prasadam good? Yeah, yeah, prasadam was amazing. Okay, great. So how's your material life? And then you just start speaking about material life, and especially we should read about Krishna's pastimes and Lord Chaitanya's pastimes. There, we have the Chaitanya Charitamrita, such an amazing book, so deep, so profound, that takes us up to the next level of understanding really what is Krishna consciousness in the mood of the residents of Braja, which is what we want. Let me stop here. So we have 15 minutes for any comments, questions, discussions. Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Wonderful class. Temple room, you have anything? Janita, Prabhu, no? My takeaway is that I am real when I'm doing service, and when I'm doing nonsense, it's an illusory Ananda Bihari, correct? It's not really me. Is that the difference between reality and actuality?
When we are doing our devotional service, we are in our constitutional position. We're actually uh, doing what the soul is desiring to do and is made to do. So in a dream, for example, and then the Bihari could be a bird. You're just flying all over. And it's like, okay, well that was fun, but when you wake up, you go like, that was a useless dream. It was a nice dream, but it was useless,
He
right?
was an emu.
And Vina Prabhu was a horse in his dream, a stallion.
A horse fly. I also have wings.
So we actually have our service. There's I recently heard this lecture from what was the name of this atelier? I her name is escaping me right now. She's a French devotee, Prabhupada disciple. She went to
Mondakini.
yes, Mandakini Mataji. So thank you very much. So Mandakini Mataji, she was giving a lecture on Prabhupada's disappearance day during Kartik, and she was mentioning the uh, the disappearing pastime of one of her god sisters, and she was saying how this devotee, she lived her life. She was a Prabhupada disciple, just regular, uh, temple devotee. She did a little bit of book distribution, and then got married, had kids. Um, she took care of her husband, her kids. Did some service in the mailing room at the temple where she was at, and yeah, just like any devotee that we see when we go to the temple, nothing special. She only read Prabhupada's books, chanted her rounds, regular. But at some point, she got cancer, and it was final. There was nothing they could do, and uh, towards her last days, she started getting these realizations of the spiritual world. And her husband asked her, like, please, can you tell me? And at the beginning, she was like, no, no, like this is too internal, like that. So I had heard this, but then Mandakini, uh, she uh, she gave a little bit more details into this. Her husband asked her, like, please, tell me something about what you're experiencing. And she said, well, Krishna is slowly revealing to me who I really am in the spiritual world. He is and she said, like, well, so what is it? She said, I'm a manjari, and my name is Champak. And he said, oh, Champak Manjari? She said, no, 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 just Champak. Okay. And said, and what do you do? And she said, I help Mother Yashoda cook for Krishna. Just like, oh, you're cooking for Krishna. She said, no, 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 not. I just help Mother Yashoda, just helping. Okay. And are you married? She said, no, 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 no. I'm too young for that. Uh, I'm just uh, I'm just 12 years old. Sorry, 9 years old. She said 9 years old. Okay. Uh, and so she was getting this going back and forth between the spiritual world and the material world. This consciousness. Her real identity, her real service was that. This whole thing of being a mother, of a wife, you know all of these things were really just a dream. And so, yeah, when we are acting, when we are doing devotional service, that is when we really begin to start doing what we are, what is important, what we are meant to do, what is our nature, and eventually, Krishna will start revealing to us the reality of it all. Yamuna Jai, you had a question.
Thanks, Murali, for class, and thanks for sharing that last story that really just really honed in on the point you made earlier when you said about don't just sit around in these rotting bodies. Let's get to it. But I just want to comment at this. You're encouraging us to find what is our taste. Was right. I've been listening to the lovely series of lectures by Satchidananda Swami. He was giving I don't know where he is, but he was giving a series of lecture about finding your authentic path in bhakti. And what you were saying just so keyed in on that, because isn't it nice that we have so many ways that we could key into bhakti, and they're all wonderful and they all could be that way. So I feel like I was hearing this from Satchidananda Swami and then hearing this from you and having some deep realizations myself with my services lately that I really feel like I'm finding my path. So just wanted to thank you for reinforcing that for me today. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Yamuna Jai. Please share with us, the link to these lectures, so that
Oh yeah,
everyone
I will
here,
do.
can also uh, have the possibility to hear them. Again, when you hear something like this, don't just go like, oh, that's nice. No, it's like, okay, how can I get that too? Where do I get that? How can I also participate in that? That is searching for the taste. Anupam Prabhu, yes,
Hare Krishna Prabhu, nice to see you.
nice to see you, Prabhu.
Thank you for the class. So many points stuck out, but just at the end, what a powerful story with, what is her name? Mother Makini?
Mandakini.
Mundakini. I liked how you mentioned that she only read Prabhupada's books and still she had this realization that she attained perfection.
Oh,
Because
it's not Mother Mandakini was speaking about one of her god sisters.
I see.
Yes, Mother Mandakini is still with us. Yes,
Good.
but yeah, please go on.
Yeah, that's it. I think there's that tendency to think that in order to attain higher levels, maybe we need to explore other things, but everything's in Prabhupada's books. And it's not so much about the knowledge of the intricacies of, Manjari this and Gopi that, but developing that mood of service to the devotees that actually opens the door. And that's all over Prabhupada's books, and everything is there. So thank you
Yeah.
for.
I was reading. I was hearing a lecture by his name, Madhavananda Prabhu recently, and he said, Prabhupada gave us everything. He said he gave us. Some people believe that he, that, oh, he only gave us Vaidhi Bhakti but not Raganuga Bhakti. No, he gave us everything. Even he was mentioning even this simple prayer that we do every morning to Tulsi, the Tulsi prayers, right? Tulsi Puja. He said actually that is a very elevated prayer that in Gaudiya Math they don't do because it's so elevated. They don't do it. But Prabhupada gave it to us to do every morning in our morning program. It's something that is like, oh wow, and we were just taking it for granted. Oh yeah, Tulsi, go around, water, whatever. No, it is there. And Prabhupada's books, he's saying these are my devotional ecstasies. We don't need to go outside. We need to like everything. Prabhupada gave us everything. If we just go deeper into what he gave us, that's what we need to do. Go deeper into what he gave us. Boil that milk. So yeah, we don't need to he told us yeah that we the songs of Narottam Das Thakur, he loved them. There's so much in them. So much. So all we have to do really is take what he has given us, get that taste, and distribute that taste as well. I remember I heard it in a lecture once that it's like a drunkard. You know, it says you give out that mercy and you take a little bit of that mercy. You take out and you give out, and pretty soon you'll be completely out, passed out of bliss. So that is how it happens. We have to give that mercy out, and then we're gonna get it. We want to get we want to taste it, so that what we are giving, people are gonna go, wow, what is that? What was that all about? Because they will recognize there's something special there. If we are just giving the something, Prabhupada said, like, don't just distribute my books, read my books, right? Because he wanted us to get that taste. He wanted us to get that taste, because if you have that taste, if you're just boiling over with you know with that taste, then people will easily see that and they'll say, like, okay, this person's got something. I need to get it. If you give a book and they say, like, oh, what is this about? Oh, I've never read it. How impactful is that? You try to give something that, and you've never really tried it yourself, or you really only like, it's okay. What happens when you go on a diet and it works? You want to tell everybody, like, oh, this is the greatest diet and everything like that, and look at me, just look at me. I have such a great body now because I did that diet. Well, that's the same thing that happens when we get that bhakti taste. It's like, yes, I'm so blissful. I just want to give it to everyone else. And I think that we're just about to get wonderful darshan.
Bhagavatam Samasitam Oti Kamanya Hari Pusham Vajami Maya Sadhu Alamirasya Yoganam Manipurisham Govinda. Jai Shri Radha Murali Gaur Chandra Bhagavan Ki Jai. Mona Shingadev Shota Radha Murali Dar Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only way by which we can obtain pure devotion service. I bow down to his lotus feet, prayed awe and reverence by his graceful because the ocean continues suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic prema emanates, and by him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, friend of the poor and the Lord and master of the devotees. Oh, Master, be merciful unto us. Give us the shade of your lotus feet. Three worlds. We take shelter at your lotus feet. Jai Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The Mani Prabhu Ki Jai. Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Srila Prabhupada. Jai Murali Gopal, Murali Gopal, Murali Gopal. Thank you, Prabhu. Wonderful class. Would anyone like to reflect? Murali Gopal, Prabhu, you have a few minutes to stay over time, a little bit.
Yeah, I have a few minutes.
Thank you. Adipusha, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. An amazing class. Thank you. Wonderful subject matter about illusion, dreaming, and the reality, and how to get to that reality by engaging fully in devotional service. Very important point. There's a passage we were reading the other day, Narayana Parasabe Nakadashin Bimdi Svarga Pavarga Narakesh. You know that, Murali? Svarga Pavarga Narakesh?
Yes, it is the prayer that the king does. Well, actually, it's Lord Shiva after he sees that King Chitraketu he accepted going to hell without any, just like, okay, well, this is where I have to go, for devotional service. I'll go there. And Lord Shiva was amazed by that.
Yeah, if a person is a devotee, Narayana Parasave Nakadishna Bibiti Svarga Bhargava, it says that a devotee doesn't care whether he goes to heaven or hell. Why? Because wherever he goes, wherever the devotee goes, they'll engage in devotional service to Krishna and be satisfied in that. And there's another thing that Vaisheshekha Prabhu says all the time that is also startling to me. says if we don't hear sufficiently from Scripture, we begin to imagine injustices. That in one sense there are no injustices. That what's coming to us is due to my past misdeeds, and I deserve a lot worse, and let me go on in devotional service. And therefore, all success is there. If no matter whether we feel happiness or distress or fame or infamy or heat or cold, we just go on doing our prescribed duty, untouched by the external circumstances. Narayana Paras, I don't care. And if we don't hear sufficiently from Scripture, we begin to imagine injustices when actually there are no injustices. It's like, I'm like startled to hear that because I'm always imagining injustices. And I think I've got to remember the reality is that Krishna's in control. Krishna's my friend, and my endeavor is to please Krishna. And then that's the peace formula according to Bhagavad Gita. Anyway, talking too long. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Those are like along the subject matter, but a little bit tangent. A devotee doesn't care if he goes to heaven or hell. I'm still like reverberating with like surprise to hear that. But this is a fact. Krishna, I'll go where you want me to go. I'll do what you want me to do. Prabhupada came to New York. It was like hellish, All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna. Yeah, if we only listen to the scripture of the news daily, which many people do, we're just going to get frustrated. We're going to get angry. We're going to become fearful because every time there's something bad. It's like, okay, am I going to lose my job? Are we going to go into war? Or we're going to be receiving the news of a terrible disease that now is going on, or maybe I get into some legal trouble or a heartbreak or a divorce. So many things that are just constantly going to attack us, and we're going to go like, well, why is this happening, and why am I subjected to this, and I don't want this, and it's going to be such a mess, and we're just going to be constantly in a state of anger and fear and anxiety. But it's very reassuring when we understand that actually when we take shelter of the Lord, of His devotional service, then it's okay. Krishna is working through all of this thing for my benefit. When we hear about so crazy, what's going on in the world right now and everything like that, but then you read the one thing that reassured me. I was hearing like all of this, and I was getting very frustrated, and then I heard in a lecture about, yes, the material world is very frustrating in general, and they were quoting this pastime of when the asuras took over the heavenly worlds. King Indra, he made a big blunder, and then the asuras got the upper hand. They were doing all of the yagyas and that, and Bali Maharaj, and they took over heaven, and then all of the demigods, they were ousted out. They had to go into hiding like that. And one of the things that it was explained there when Indra was asking, like, well, what can we do now? What can we do? His spiritual master told him, there's nothing you can do at this moment. The modes of nature, they rise and they fall, and right now the mode of darkness is on the rise. You just have to wait it out. wait it out, and that it will go away, and then eventually the mode of goodness will come up, and then you will have the power and you can reconquer like that. So the more for me, I was like, oh yes, that is what's happening right now. Just the mode of darkness is coming here, to the material world because we're in Kali Yuga and all that, and it's on the rise, and eventually it will fall and like that. I cannot be just fixated on all of these injustices, all of these things that are happening. It's just the way that the material world works, and what I have to be focused on really is my service to the Lord. That is what that is what I have to be focused on, whether in heaven or in hell, whether this place becomes heavenly or whether it becomes a total nightmare. I can still do service with the Lord, and that is my pleasure. That's my happiness.
Yeah, that says what's real is eternal, unshaken, unmoved, never changed. And what's real is we have an opportunity in whatever fallen or elevated condition we're in, we can always engage in devotional service to Krishna. Krishna is so wonderful that he always arranges us something to do. Just take it up and be satisfied. In happiness and distress, fame or infamy, heat or cold, go on with your service. Therefore, the relationship with the spiritual master is very important because he gives us our prescribed duty. And we can focus on that. No matter what the results are, we can always maintain our endeavor. Okay, all glories to Prabhupada.
Thank you, Adi Purusha Prabhu. Thank you, Murali Gopal Prabhu. And one clarification. When Krishna is not really testing us externally, when things are kind of going according to plan, what is that supposed to mean? And how do we act when things are going according to plan?
Well, that means that you have more capacity to do service at that point.
Increase my service. Good. Yes.
Yes. You have your mind is peaceful because everything is going like that. Okay, good. Now I can do service peacefully, rather than okay, like having to fight my mind, having to fight the elements and everything just to be able to do my service. Like no, now I can peacefully do my service and I can increase it and I can make it nicer, better, like that. Yeah,
You
always
can
have
also wait silently for the other shoe to drop.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, but what about living on the edge? How is this living on the edge when everything? So we need to come closer to the edge, I guess, when things are good, or wait until we're thrown there. And sometimes Krishna is testing us to see if we really need him. Okay, I'm gonna make things happen according to your plan. Let's see if you still need me. Sometimes Krishna does that. So it's important to keep Krishna in the center when things temporarily are going according to plan. So,
it.
Rob Prabhu, go ahead and Murali Gopal Prabhu.
Well, I was just gonna say that yeah, in in the Bhagavatam it is explained that uh, when Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj got Krishna after they increased their service. Many times when uh, Nitai's parents got him, they increased their service. So when we get what we actually want, we can increase our service always. Now, Saurabh had a question or a comment.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you so much for your class and sharing your wisdom. Lots of love and respect to all of the assembled devotees. Um, Wanted to share something interesting, and it's so interesting how things happen when you are remembering Sri Krishna. And wanted to share something that happened with me. So about 3.5, 4 weeks ago, at like 2:30 a.m. Had a long day watching some remembering Krishna, and then I randomly see a message from a friend of almost 35 years, 34 years. He's also been on a spiritual journey, everyone on it in a different path, different way. But I see he shared a song with me, and it was a bhajan, it was a Sri Krishna bhajan. And here I am listening to it like 30 times and meditating upon it at 2:33 a.m. And the song was the bhajan is Murali Vala Hari Nanda Gopala. Again, I'm not in rhythm right now, but it's interesting that your name is Murali Gopal as well. And here I'm listening to this like 300 times maybe. It's been my daily bhajan. It's taking me out meeting Shri Krishna. And again, I've had these moments throughout my life. I've had an amazing experience at Govardhan Hill as well. I think you mentioned you did as well. Excuse me,
Yes.
sorry. Oh, sorry, excuse me. But basically, I wanted to share that because I thought it was a little bit interesting. And then I'm always asking myself, how am I, is there going to be a time where I'm going to share this? And obviously always want to share my love for Krishna with others, but I'm always hesitant because I never like to force things on anyone. And so, I think the time comes for everyone. But anyhow, yesterday I had also another longtime friend come over with his girlfriend and his parents, and they wanted to visit me and my daughter and my wife. So they're over. We were gonna have lunch, or we had lunch, and then we're sitting on the sofa. And then I'm like, the heart wanted to play this song, and I asked my cousin's girlfriend and my cousin, and my daughter was there, so I thought it was an opportunity. And I asked, hey, let's everyone close your eyes. This is 4 minutes and 13-second bhajan. Turned it up really loud, and I asked them to put their hands folded in front and close their eyes. And we all shared this beautiful bhajan of Sri Krishna. And so here I am finding myself subtly trying to share this Krishna love that I have with others. And I thought it was a really great experience. And given that your name is Murali Gopal, I wanted to share that. So wanted to share some love in that capacity. Thank you for your class. Haribol.
Thank you very much, Sarda Prabhu. Yeah, we give Krishna in whichever way we can, and that should always be a meditation of ours. How can I best give Krishna to others? You found this very nice way of sharing it with somebody. It's like, yeah, that's great. That is preaching. That you're not shoving it down like that. You're giving it with love. I would ask you to please put that link, to that song here, so that we can also listen to that beautiful bhajan of Sri Krishna.
Sure, I will. I don't know how to, I'm on my phone, so I don't know how to share it here. I can share it on the WhatsApp chat. I'm not sure if you're on that. Is that okay?
Yes, but please share it in whichever way. Again, we're looking for that taste. We hear
Yes.
somebody has developed a little bit of taste. Okay, how can we get it?
So
Yes,
Prabhu,
I would love to share it.
Prabhu, can you sing that line from that bhajan with Murali Gopal's name in it? Can you sing it now? Just that line.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sorry, I went mute. Murali Vala, Hari Nanda Lala. Murali Vala, Hari Nanda Lala. Murali Vala, Hari Nanda Lala. It's actually really beautiful. I plan on singing it and practicing it and radiating it more and more. But I'll share it. I think I need to practice a lot more. But it's amazing. If you guys have a chance, I'll share it in the WhatsApp group. Find a quiet room, 30 minutes, headphones on, loud. I pray that it brings you guys closer to Sri Krishna. Haribol.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, I was looking at Murali Gopal Prabhu when you were chanting, and he definitely was getting closer to Krishna as you were chanting, Surya Prabhu. Thank you for bringing our speaker closer to Krishna. Jai. Krishna Kumari, you want to be the finisher?
Oh, the finisher? our friends aren't here. I just wanted to say something about the divine couple today. I mean, and Gaurachandra, he had a peacock feather today. He doesn't every day. And his curls were extra luscious. And his feet look so sweet. And the garlands, in the Bhagavatam, it says yellow flowers and white flowers should be offered. They're most fragrant. And Murali Dar, he's got these peacock feather-shaped earrings, and he's got his cow herding stick, and he's got a wonderful paisley-shaped piece in his turban that's pointing to his beloved Radha. And Radharani, I don't know if you noticed, but her braid is not showing today because she has a bun on top of her head. She's got a beautiful crown and very full garland, and she looks so exquisite. She's got these wonderful front pieces on the front of her sari of this very beautiful, it's very, the colors today are very Thanksgiving-esque. This beautiful kind of golden brown and this pale green. And even the Shila, he has the same matching paisley. And little Radhakrishna, he has the biggest turban I've ever seen for such a little Krishna, Chota Krishna. And Radharani is offering Chota Krishna a beautiful necklace. It's very lovely. And if Isaiah and Annabelle aren't here, I would love to chant the Maha Mantra.
They're here. Why don't you both chant? First, Mari, followed by Isaiah and Annabelle. Krishna Kumari, we can't hear you.
Oh, I'm waiting for Isaiah and Annabelle. I see them.
Okay, Isaiah, Annabelle, go ahead. Thank you.
They sang so nicely yesterday.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
How sweet.
You can't help but sing along.
Yes, that's the process. Thank you very much. Annabelle, Isaiah, Murali Gopal, Prabhu, Krishna Kumari, and Janardhan, and all the devotees assembled here. Krishna Kumari, this is great how you expand the darshan orally. Like for those of us who are spiritually blind, myself included, it's a great way to see the deities through our ears. Thank you.
I want to invite everyone, if you want to come and learn how to train an ox, we have Keshi Mardan coming from Gita Nagari on Saturday, upstate New York. And Madhu is going to be getting a little better training than he's been getting. And hopefully we will inspire some new community members that I just put flyers up. We've attracted a few people that are going to come and learn, and hopefully they'll take up the service. But if you'd like to come, please.
For Matujis, it's a wonderful way of learning how to train your husband. That the same procedures apply: the ring in the nose and patience.
Yeah, Grihasta workshop. Yeah.
You and Paula are going to come?
Maybe. I have to look at the date.
You can be on the outside of the gate for the beginners. They can work with you.
How long have you been in training, Bhima?
I need a nose ring.
It's your first day?
Every day is the first day.
Okay, Krishna Kumari Janardhan, order a nose ring for Bhima. He's gonna come and get trained. Okay. All right. Happy Sunday. We love you. We need you. Come again tomorrow. Thank you for your association, dear devotees. We're nothing without you. Hare Krishna. Joshua, nice specs.
All glories to Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.